NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. Just a beautiful night here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the Lady Pirates of Hampton, the 13 seed, battling the 4 seed Kentucky Wildcats. We're getting ready for the start of the second half. In the history of the NCAA Women's Championship, only one team seeded 14 or higher has ever won a game. That was Harvard, the 16 seed, back in 1998. We could have that situation on our hands here today, as well as Hampton played that first half, Tamika.
Yes, we could, but I think Kentucky's going to come back a little bit more fierce. They looked a little bit, Victoria Lindbergh's going to be work ready. Coach Mathis, I'm sure, in the locker room gave them an earful.
Well, Dunlap only scored 2 points in that first half because she spent the lion's share of that half on the bench with early foul trouble. She picked up 2 quick ones.
She picked up 2 quick ones, but Keela Snowden picked up 16 points in that first half. 4 for 8 from the field, had a great game. And on the other end, Hampton Lady Pirates, Jericka Jenkins had a good game with Kanisha Perry out with 2 fouls. Let's see how both these teams respond with their best players being on the bench, now being in the game. And we definitely have a game, 32-26.
So Dunlap will start the half. The SEC Player of the Year. And she will need to be an impact, you would think, here in the second half if Kentucky is going to avoid the upset.
What a play. I mean, Kentucky set up an alley-oop play to Dunlap, a backdoor play, and Hampton traps them. Traps the point guard to not make the play. I mean, Hampton is just really executing their defensive scheme well.
From the corner, the 3 ball is no good for Snowden. Dunlap, the putback, and she's off and running. Her dad, King, played in the NFL. Her brother, King, is an offensive lineman for the Eagles, so she's got great athleticism in her blood. Her mom, Robin, ran track at Tennessee State. You get the feeling that when Dunlap gets angry, look out, and she might be a little bit upset with herself after that first half.
Yeah, especially being a senior. Definitely want to show up in a game like this and have a big impact.
That's going to go over the top of the backboard on a play. It's going to belong to Kentucky. Here's Vic Dunlap on that last basket.
Sometimes you can't score it right off the bat, but you got to get in there and make plays for your team. And another thing that does when she offensive rebounds, gets charges, makes plays, is it gets the team building up emotionally, kind of an emotional charge from their leader.
So it's an 8-point lead now for the Wildcats, a chance to add to it. Adia Mathis running the point, the sophomore from Louisville. They're working out on the perimeter. Pinkett for 3. Left it short, and Warner corrals it for Hampton. What did Hampton talk about in the locker room?
I think exactly what they've been doing, to stay consistent in what they've been doing.
McMillan for a triple. And that's a little bit strong this time. Pinkett has the rebound, wants to run for the Wildcats. Throws it up in the paint, no good. Got the rebound and spins it back out on the perimeter for Mathis, and a 30-second shot clock again for Kentucky.
I think David Six, getting back to that, is doing exactly what they want to do. They want to stay close in this game, defend well, which they've been doing, rebound, continue to do little things to stay close until the end of the game.
Now that's bad news for Hampton, as Kanisha Perry just picked up her 3rd personal. And she is one of the stars for the Lady Pirates, so with her in foul trouble, we'll see how David Six will use his bench the rest of the way. Dunlap a little bit off on that shot. Perry the rebound.
Most time it's a quick sub, but David Six is just going to let the senior play it out. She used Defensive Player of the Year, and she keys their defense. She has a high basketball IQ on the defensive end, so she's going to have to play it safe and still be a presence in the post. Hampton
had a great year in basketball. The men made the NCAA tournament. However, they lost to Duke in the first round. And here are the women in Albuquerque. Warner off the miss, and 2 seconds on the shot clock. That was blocked by Dunlap. Out of bounds. Actually, they're going to say shot clock violation. There's that defense from Dunlap, which she is known for.
And this is what Kentucky had to talk about at halftime. The one thing that they bring consistent, whether it's in the SEC or playing in any game, is their defensive presence. They just pretty much smolder you on defense, and they did not do that in the first half.
The Kentucky men have already advanced to the Sweet 16. They beat Princeton and West Virginia to get to the field of 16. Now the women trying to take care of round one here against Hampton. Dunlap on the block. Nice move around Avant, but it rolls off the lip. And it's just one and done for Kentucky on that trip up the floor. Here's Avant running. Nice pass ahead to Perry. She can't finish. Avant the putback. And there's contact underneath. And a foul here on the Wildcats.
It's making all kind of hustle plays, Hampton is. It's a nice ISO here, running in transition. Nice hide on that layup, but she doesn't make it. Nice play by Avant to come in and clean up after her senior.
Second personal on Henderson. They triggered the inbound. This is Melanie Warner. She had 6 points in the first half. Gets it out to Perry. Around for McMillan, an open three, and yes, Henderson tried to recover defensively, but McMillan got it away.
And that's what she led with. Miak in this year, 3 points made, knocks it down, now coming back in transition off a turnover by Kentucky.
McMillan from that same spot, and now she double dribbles. She was looking for help, and the dribble got away from her.
Choisetta McMillan, nice ball rotation off the ball rotation, extra pass to her. She knocks down that three, and they're staying in this game.
5-point difference. Nice pass to Henderson from Mathis. Boy, Adia Mathis, when she started at that point guard position, things really settled down for Kentucky this year.
Yes, it's not a move that Coach Mitchell wanted to make. She's a player that when it's on the wing, she can really make plays for them, but called on her to do it, and she's done a phenomenal job at it.
She's been running the point since mid-January, basically out of necessity. Amber Smith tore ACL in July. She was supposed to be the point guard. Tracked down, and all the way up is Laura Lewis, about 10 rows up here at the pit. Kentucky makes them pay. It was a power play for the Wildcats, to use a hockey term.
And who else to make that play but Keela Snowden. Kid is really cleaning up.
McMillan got it on the other end as Hampton will not go away. It's a 7-point difference again.
Right back at you. This game is just up-tempo. A lot of scoring, a lot of points in transition. What a play. I mean, she ran halfway up the bleachers.
10 on the shot clock. Mathis. Nice play for Adia Mathis, her first basket of the half.
Nice strong play by Adia Mathis, and that's another player who have to get it going, along with Victoria Dunlap, for them to make a run. (41-32) Kentucky. Here's McMillan. Pulls up. That's a two. She got it, and she'll go to the line. 5'5" Choisetta McMillan playing huge here in the second half. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 14:43 to go here in the game. Laura Lewis going up about 12 rows here at the pit, and Hampton feeling it.
Lewis here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, giving it all. I may have exaggerated when I said 12 rows. It was about 4, but it was still impressive.
Sure,
the altitude not getting to her, that's for sure.
She kept climbing that mountain.
Yeah. Laura Lewis and Hampton right in this game with Kentucky. The heavy favorites here in Albuquerque, 41-34. McMillan trying to complete a 3-point play. Boy, has she played well here in the second half. 9 points since halftime. As you see, Audia Mathis is on the bench now for Kentucky. She's got 3 personals. She
has 3. Victoria Dunlap is also over there getting a talk from assistant coach Kyra Elsie, just trying to get her back mentally into this game.
Conwright got the roll. Boy, that was a big basket for Kentucky. She's got 5 now. And now a traveling call.
And those are the plays that Kentucky wants to make. I mean, picking up and pressure in full court, turning the ball over, that's what they're used to get some points up on the floor and get possession of the ball.
Good defense there by the Wildcats. Alongside Tamika Raymond, I'm Clay Matvick here in the pit, the home of the New Mexico Lobos. The men's team was here earlier today getting ready for their game against Alabama coming up in the men's NIT. Great atmosphere for basketball in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Crystal Riley works it back out on the perimeter for Snowden. Now Bernicia Pinkett. Riley with 7 to shoot. Lost her dribble. Throws it up wildly. And one of the shortest players on the floor, Choicetta McMillan, brings it down.
I'm talking, that was a great defensive possession by Hampton. Just really on any penetration anybody got beat, it was help get back out on the ball. They've done a tremendous job of defending Kentucky.
Left alone is Perry. She was all alone underneath the basket. Back to a 6-point game. Pinkett. Conwright goes inside. Henderson. Back on the perimeter. 10 to shoot. Conwright. 5 on the shot clock. Pinkett had it blocked and taken away. What a defensive play by Laura Lewis, who was the one that ran up in the stands not that long ago.
2 defensive stops in a row by Hampton. Get the ball back. They got to continue to capitalize. Got an easy layup this time.
Now they take it right away. Riley gets the layup. Crystal Riley, her first points tonight. 45-37, 12 and a half to go. Jenkins, nice pass at the end for Perry. The extra pass made that play.
Hey, and that's the Malone-Stockton hookup right there. That's how Perry scores most of her points are from Jericka Jenkins' penetration.
And you said it before, Tamika, second in the country in assists, 7.3 per game.
Yes.
And that's not a fluke. She does that kind of stuff every game. Conwright for 3, no good. And here comes Hampton again. Perry, left hand. Got her a miss, but can't get it to go. And a jump ball called, and Hampton will have it. 11:50 to go. Hampton down 6, and they are led by 5'4" point guard Jericka Jenkins, second in the nation in dimes. Hampton band. The Lady Pirates are feeling it. They're down 6 to the heavily favored Kentucky Wildcats. Now, Quanisha Perry has played well, 4 points here in the half, and she's been getting open looks because the offense has moved the ball well, especially Jenkins to find her.
Two very nice plays Quanisha Perry's capitalizing off of. First to feed to the post, and that's a nice assist by Jericka Jenkins down the middle of the road.
And now Kentucky will get it on the turnover. Jenkins with 3 assists so far tonight, as she's on the bench right now recuperating. This Hampton team defeated Howard a week ago today to claim the MEAC Tournament Championship and the automatic bid to the Big Dance. It's their 13th straight win, so they are rolling coming into this tournament, and they are fearless.
And they have a lot of momentum coming in, only losing 1 game in conference play, building a lot of confidence. If there's one thing they got to do today, is cut back on those 13 turnovers.
And there's another Kentucky turnover. Under 11 and a half to go. Adia Mathis still on the bench for Kentucky, the point guard. There's Perry again, a baseline jumper.
2 ways she benefits from this team being an undersized post player is in that short corner and high post jump shot. She can knock it down.
Matthew Mitchell wants a timeout. Quanisha Perry now in double figures with 10. And the Hampton Lady Pirates have made this a 4-point game in Albuquerque. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kentucky Wildcats are officially on upset alert here. The Hampton Pirates within 4 with 11 to go in the game. Matthew Mitchell has used a timeout to try and settle things down. And what do you think he talked about, Tamika?
Definitely talked about stopping Jericka Jenkins and Quanisha Perry. They are taking over the game right now. They got to become a better defensive team, and that's a surprise to me to say about Kentucky.
Keeler Snowden and Crystal Riley in the backcourt now for Kentucky as Adia Mathis continues to be on the bench in foul trouble. Here's Dunlap out for Riley for 3. In and out. Rebound Kentucky, kept alive by Castine Evans, the true freshman out of Salem, Connecticut.
That's the second thing I would have told him is get the ball into Victoria Dunlap, and it's 2 possessions in a row is going to go into her.
Dunlap and Riley playing an inside-out game, 14 to shoot. Conwright Now Dunlap contested, doesn't go. Loose ball, Dunlap down on the floor trying to keep it alive for the Wildcats, and does.
And this is the way Hampton beat Florida. As soon as the post players caught the ball, he sent the whole team down to double team their best player, and that's what they're doing to Victoria Dunlap right now.
Dunlap is contested at every turn. There again, Warner knocked it out of bounds.
Coach Six from Hampton said every time Dunlap catches the ball in the post or around the rim, they're going to bring bodies, and not one or two, maybe 3 or 4 bodies at her.
Well, Mathis is coming back in now for Kentucky along with Bernicia Pinkett. Mathis with 3 personal fouls for the Wildcats. She goes inside to Pinkett, well rested, misses the shot. Dunlap on the backside, looking for the putback, got it, and she'll go to the line.
That's what Kentucky needs, and like I said, you build momentum, offensive rebounding. Victoria Dunlap twice this game has done that. She's got to find a way to get herself in the game. One thing about Kentucky, they struggle with their point guard play, is getting the ball inside to her. So what she's done is go to the glass and get offensive rebounds. She might not be able to get clean catches on the block, but she can do that.
Sarah Beth Barnett, who hit 2 big threes in the first half for Kentucky, is back in the game. 7 for Dunlap now. She averages 17 per game. And for Kentucky, they're thinking, well, better late than never if she starts to get going.
Let's bring her on and see if they can get a Dia Mathis into the game. Let her make a couple plays.
McMillan, jumper, got it, and she's gonna shoot.
2 times, McMillan, body control, strength to finish the shot. Got one on the baseline and now one right there at the free throw line. Nice dribble penetration. Upper body a little off. Stay with it. Knocks it down.
Gives Snowden the foul. McMillan can't hit the free throw, but boy, has she played well here in the second half. 11 points since halftime. Here's Mathis now for Kentucky, leading by 5, under 10 minutes to play in Albuquerque. Kentucky has played a lot of close games this season. 7 games decided by 5 points or less. They've won 5 of them. Jenkins in transition, throws it up, and she's going to go to the line. Kentucky not happy with that call, but the foul is going to go against the Wildcats. Definitely
a foul. What Jericka Jenkins does well is, during that play, as she cuts the body. She sees her get there, she cuts her body, and that's how she gets that foul.
Back-to-back fouls on Snowden, so she has 2 now. Jenkins an 84% foul shooter. That leads the team. She does everything well. And she's a great story, too. We've had several of these here at the tournament so far in Albuquerque. Jenkins in high school battled non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, but she has been cancer-free since she was 15 years old.
And she said she practiced every day. After her treatment, she would go in and still play basketball. This is something she's dedicated her life to, and we can see the benefits of that, because she's definitely the heart of this team.
Lady Pirates within 3. Sarah Beth Barnett, they call her SB, around to Pinkett. Dunlap now, and she's muscled up, and there is going to be a foul here called on Jericka Jenkins. Second on her. Well, don't forget the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues on ESPN2 on Sunday. You'll see Hartford and Connecticut, Vanderbilt and Louisville, or Gardner-Webb in Miami, or maybe St. Francis taking on Maryland. Presented by Capital One, Sunday at noon Eastern. The jump shot is off, but there is the putback underneath for Dunlap.
Starting to get Dunlap going offensively. She was aggressive when she on the foul. She was aggressive there. She's going to have to take over this game for them.
Three is no good for McMillan. Tapped around. Dunlap comes up with it for Kentucky. She's got 7 points here since halftime. Some big rebounds. Starting to look like her old self again. 8.5 to go. Mathis drives, and she's called for the charge. That is her 4th personal.
Dips her shoulder just at the very end. And who's rolling across the floor? Jericka Jenkins taking that charge.
And right back out of the game she goes.
Nice little hesitation, but she dips that shoulder right there just a little bit, and Jenkins cuts her off. Gets that call. That call could have gone either way.
So a big break for Hampton as the point guard for Kentucky is likely out of this game till the late stages. And she's got 4 now.
She's out and she's a big part, but this is something that Coach Mitchell has had to deal with all season long. Point guard by committee.
Loose ball. Kentucky comes up with it. Conright leading the charge. From the corner, no good. As O'Neal misses, Dunlap the putback, and she's fouled. And I think that's on Perry. Nope, they're going to give Melanie Warner the foul, and that's her 3rd. Under 8 to go. 5-point game here in Albuquerque. Don't go away.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by the Capital One Cup. Learn more and check the standings at CapitalOneCup.com.
Welcome back to beautiful Albuquerque, New Mexico, alongside Tamika Raymond, Clay Matvick, and the Kentucky Wildcats. Better look out. The Hampton Lady Pirates are feeling it. They're down 5 with under 8 minutes to go. And we said it before, Tamika. There's only been one team, a 14 seed or higher, to ever win an NCAA tournament game. That was Harvard back in '98. And these Lady Pirates just could be the next team to do it.
Yes, they definitely think they have a chance. They think that they can stay in this game. And if Jericka Jenkins continues to play the way she is, they definitely can. But Victoria Dunlap, silent second half, really making some plays on the boards. She's 1 point, 1 rebound away from a double-double.
It's been that kind of day for Victoria Dunlap, the SEC Player of the Year. She spent a lot of the first half on the bench when she got 2 early fouls. She ended up with 2 points at halftime. You just saw Adia Mathis, who's on the sideline now for Kentucky. The point guard has 4 personal fouls.
Maybe Adia Mathis, who's been struggling with a back injury. Maybe she's sitting out or not who she is because she hasn't played as much in these last 2 weeks of practice.
Joycetta McMillan has played well here since halftime, and there's Avant with a 3, and it's a 3-point game. It's the first basket for Kiera Avant. It's huge.
And their 10th 3 on the season. Hampton's really stepping up, just making plays.
Conright lofts up a 3, and the rebound by Abercrombie.
Not the shot Coach Mitchell wants. You see him shake his head. A quick 3, early 3 by somebody who's not really a three-point shooter. You want to milk this clock and get good shot selection.
McMillan steps up for 2. No good. Loose ball underneath. Abercrombie comes up with it and scores. She has been dynamite off the bench. She now has 8.
Dynamite, and there were 3 blue jerseys to 1 Kentucky jersey in that lane on that rebound. They just battled, got it, and wheeled it up and went in. And right now, they're continuing to stay in this game.
Hampton. Down 1. Dunlap doesn't get it to go. Abercrombie pulls it down.
Dunlap faded away and faded off that shot. She's got to take it up strong.
Hampton has had big wins this year over James Madison in Florida. And now they've got the lead on Kentucky.
And Jericka Jenkins is just running circles around Bernicia Pinkett right now defensively.
And Dunlap is fouled on the baseline with 6:18 to go. .618 to go here in Albuquerque, and Kentucky is trailing the 13 seed Hampton. Victoria Dunlap is at the line for the Wildcats. And it's been that kind of game for Victoria Dunlap. She spent a lion's share of the first half on the sidelines when she picked up 2 early fouls. The point guard for Kentucky, Adia Mathis, has spent most of the second half on the sidelines because she has 4 personals. And Hampton has been able to take the lead here in the second half.
All by the little inching that could. Jericka Jenkins just making plays, staying steady, making defensive plays, assists, and the people around her are stepping up.
The second half for the Hampton Lady Pirates has been led by Jericka Jenkins, but also Choicetta McMillan. Number 3 for the Lady Pirates, hitting some big triples.
Choicetta stepping up, making 3s. She had 2 and 1s, 1 on the baseline, 1 at the top of the key. See Jericka Jenkins stepping in. This is an all-around effort by Hampton. Everybody's putting into the pot right now to win this game. Everybody's stepping up, making plays, making shots, and guarding Kentucky very well.
Here's our game summary. It was a close game at halftime. Kentucky led at 32-26. But you can see the Lady Pirates have taken advantage of some of the star players being on the bench for the Wildcats in the second half, and they've come back. They've outplayed the Wildcats here in the second half.
They're taking advantage when their best players are on the bench, and they're taking advantage when their best players are in the game. They're just fierce right now, just staying aggressive and putting together 40 minutes of basketball.
Hampton, the 13 seed in this regional. There, Perry turns it over. Break for Kentucky. Conright will slow it down. As you see, Kentucky has played a boatload of close games this year. They've been on the winning end 5 times. And now a foul called on Kentucky away from the ball. And it's on Keela Snowden, her 3rd. Just like that, the Wildcats turn it back over.
And both these teams pride themselves on defensive pressure they can give them during the course of a game, and right now you're going to see that. I think this last 6 minutes is going to be interesting.
Alongside Tamika Raymond, on Clay Matvick. This appears to be ready to come down to the wire in Albuquerque. Jenkins, little strong Perry on the backside. New shot clock for Hampton. They fire right away. That doesn't go for McMillan. Jump ball. Possession arrow favors Kentucky. There is David Six, the head coach of Hampton in just his 2nd year. The MEAC Coach of the Year this season, and his counterpart Matthew Mitchell in year number 4 for Kentucky. Both men have done a great job with their respective programs.
They've done a tremendous job just recruiting the right way, coming in, bringing in the right players. really putting a lot of high expectations on both of these teams. And they're both stepping up.
Victoria Dunlap working against Warner on that baseline. Throws it up, tries to get her own rebound. It's out of bounds to Hampton with 5:09 to go.
Those are shots that Victoria Dunlap is used to making that she's not. Somebody else in this team has got to step up, or she's got to knock some of those little chippers down.
Winner of this game will play North Carolina in the second round on Monday night here in Albuquerque.
Kentucky picking up a little bit. Some manning.
Jenkins gets it. She is the feisty point guard for Hampton. Warner now for Perry with under 5 minutes to go in the game.
Melanie Warner gives him that dimension, a forward that can bring the ball up. She's made some plays. She's got a couple turnovers, but she's made a lot of plays.
McMillan finds a lane. They're strong, and Dunlap the rebound for Kentucky.
Quenisha Perry almost got that rebound. She almost got up and looked like she was going to dunk it, but right now, Kentucky has to slow it down, get good shots, either from Snowden or going to Victoria Dunlap.
Kentucky has 2 timeouts remaining. Hampton 3 with 4.5 minutes to go. Dunlap 8 points here in the second half. She had 2 at halftime. Missed that shot. Perry the rebound for Hampton. Well, Hampton has done a great job holding their own on the boards here today.
They are right now beating Kentucky on the boards. Undersized, one of the smallest teams in the MEAC. Coming up big on the boards.
And now a foul on Evans for Kentucky. Castine Evans picking up her first personal. Is the 7th team foul for the Wildcats, so Jenkins will go to the free throw line. There you see Adia Mathis coming back into the game. Keep in mind she's playing with 4 fouls.
She's going to have to be smart, but got to rest Victoria Dunlap for a second. She's going to come back in the game. Adia Mathis is going to have to play it safe, but she's going to have to make the plays because she's the only player on Kentucky's team right now that can do that.
And Jenkins misses the front end. There's Dunlap sitting down. She's got a smile on her face, so that's a good sign for Kentucky. Not too worried yet. Tied at 52, under 4 to go. Mathis with 7 on the shot clock. There's Conroy now, 5 to shoot. Throws it up with the left hand and got it to go. Megan Conroy now with 7 points. And Kentucky goes back in front.
The course of this game, probably 10 possessions where Kentucky is trying to beat the shot clock with a basket. Hampton is just playing solid defense this game.
McMillan, the wide open Perry. The jumper is off, and Snowden controls the carom. Here comes Kentucky up by 2. Just over 3 minutes to play. And Matthew Mitchell shotting instructions from the bench.
He is coaching every possession. He's coaching every player right now. He knows they got to get good shots.
Mathis takes it around the horn, and they turn it over. It is going to come down to the wire. Kentucky on upset alert, even though Megan Conroy gives the Wildcats a 2-point lead for now. First round coverage of the NCAA Women's Championship continues tomorrow, presented by Capital One. You'll see either Purdue, Kansas State, South Dakota State, the Lady Jackrabbits taking on Xavier, James Madison, which Hampton beat earlier this year, taking on Oklahoma, and Princeton, Georgetown. ESPN2 Sunday at 2:30 Eastern. ESPN, the exclusive home of the NCAA Women's Championship, presented by Capital One. Hampton down 2. Subbing back into the game is Dunlap for Kentucky. Now, what have the coaches said to their respective clubs?
I think for Kentucky, Coach Mitchell has to be telling them to stay patient, and with Coach Davis, stay consistent in what we've been bringing to this team right now.
Hampton down just 2 with 2:46 to go here in Albuquerque. The Lady Pirates have played the 4 seed very well here today. Loose ball, out of bounds. Who's got it? The officials looking at each other, and it's going to belong to Hampton. Take that back. It's going to belong to Kentucky. They've turned it over.
Megan Conwright. Little gimpy getting up. Looks like she might have gotten knee in her thigh. Tough kid. She's going to continue to play.
Kentucky, the 4 seed. They have had foul trouble from Dunlap and Adia Mathis, but they get a huge basket there from Mathis when they needed it.
Great execution out of the timeout to go to the mismatch and with the point guard situation with Adia Mathis against Jericka Jenkins.
Hampton lost to Duke last year in the first round. They were blown out in that game. They have played this game much better, and there is Jenkins.
1-4 low, 1-on-1. You got to stay in front of her and make her shoot a tough 2.
Back to a 2-point game. Jenkins now with 14. Hampton, the champions from the MEAC Conference. Kentucky finished second in the SEC this year behind Tennessee. Wildcats the heavy favorites. Dunlap throws it up, no good. Backside rebound by Laura Lewis, who has been entertaining here in the second half.
And Dunlap has missed so many shots in the second half that they're not sending that double team. Hampton is just playing her straight up and still beating Kentucky on the boards.
Minute and 17 seconds to go. Hampton with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3. Jenkins in the lane, throws it up, rolls off. Perry, the putback. And a foul underneath. And Perry's going to the line. Look at that bench.
5'11" of Kanisha Perry going up to get that rebound on the miss, go get it again and get fouled. Off-balance shot by Jericka Jenkins. Almost goes in, but look at the effort by Quanisha Perry on the boards. Not once, but twice to get fouled.
And Adia Mathis has just fouled out for Kentucky with a minute and 5 seconds to go. And Brittany Henderson is going to check in here for the Wildcats as Matthew Mitchell is now without his point guard for the rest of this game, at least the rest of regulation. And the rest of this game fouled out with 6 points. 56-54. And Perry has free throws coming with a chance to tie this one up. Ten points for Perry. She hasn't been to the free throw line yet.
Her 11th double-double on the season. Quanisha Perry playing big. Senior Defensive Player of the Year in the MEAC, stepping up to tie the game.
Hampton is 10 of 13 at the line in this game. They have done everything well.
They've done everything well, and they've done everything right to stay in this game.
And Mitchell wants a timeout. With 58 seconds to play, it's tied at 56. Kentucky has 1 timeout remaining. Well, there have been some upsets already today in the women's championship. Marist had a big upset over Iowa State. 74-64. It was the 10 seed over the 7 seed. Gonzaga beat Iowa. That's an 11 over 6, 92-86. And we could have one here in the first round in Albuquerque.
Last minute, I would think that Coach Mitchell would go into Victoria Dunlap, maybe off a cross screen low, or get a two-man game with her and Snowden. That's the only two things that have been working. And the one thing Kentucky has to do that they haven't done well, besides Victoria Dunlap, is offensive rebound.
Well, Kentucky averages 71 points per game, but Hampton has kept the Wildcats in check. They led the MEAC in the top 12 nationally scoring defense at 51 points per game allowed. They've done a great job here against Kentucky. 56 apiece, 52 seconds to go. Turned over. Hampton with a chance to take the lead. Alongside Tamika Raymond on Clay Matvick. Hampton with a chance to take the lead here. 35 seconds to go. Jenkins for Perry. That shot is blocked by Dunlap, the SEC Player of the Year.
Big block by Dunlap. Maybe got a little bit of Quenisha Perry's arm. The big play. They got to stop here. They need to get a good possession.
Essentially no differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Kentucky can win it here. Conwright has it. 5 to shoot. Conwright. 3 to shoot. Snowden. No good, and we're going to overtime. Kentucky took it right down to the final tick, and Snowden missed the shot. And David Six and the Hampton Lady Pirates will have played an excellent game here today in Albuquerque. Are going to overtime with the 4 seed.
Point guard. Oh, coming in. Couldn't really read it. Snowden tries to put up something at the very end. Megan Conwright came off. Looks like it was going to be a handoff play. Broken up by McMillan. Just a little lean in, and we're going to overtime. No better way for this game to end in overtime, because both these teams have fought very hard, especially Hampton. Jericka Jenkins, Quenisha Perry, stepping up, making big plays. Just an all-around team effort from Hampton.
Well, Kentucky is going to be without its point guard, Ania Mathis. She is fouled out here. Who has the advantage in overtime?
I have to go with Hampton. Although Kentucky has Victoria Dunlap. Right now they have momentum. They're playing well. They're playing team basketball.